Good morning, race fans, and welcome to the Darlington Raceway as we're getting set for Go or Go Home qualifying for race number 3 of the ARCA Menards series presented by the PCS Ray. First two races have been a very interesting one as Daniel Boyles here in the commentating box here at Darlington Raceway on a beautiful sunny morning at the track we know as Too Tough to Tame. As Sebastian Palmer is the first car to go out onto the track. Sebastian Palmer will be racing later today when we bring you the East Series race here at Darlington. This is the first time the ARCA Menards Series has come to the Lady in Black. Take an onboard lap with him. And this is another track that I did get the Winston Cup logo, so cool. Sebastian Palmer coming down the back straightaway, getting ready to go into turn number 3. As he's about to complete his first time lap on the timing and scoring. 34.17. A lot of people have already set lap times, but that was because their pit stalls were behind the start finish line. So they are officially working on their first official timed lap. This is the only egg-shaped track that we go to, where turns 1 and 2 is a lot different than 3 and 4. So if you're Sebastian Palmer and a couple of drivers in the East Series, as Derek Elwood went faster, and now the 41, this week being driven by Samantha Wilson, who failed to qualify this week. Now the 81 is faster. So if you're those drivers who are going to be in the East Series, because this is our first combination race we're going to have of the season, which also means there's going to be no points on the line, which I haven't even discussed about the combination race. So this is how this is going to work, is that we're going to have some combination races. This is the first one with the East Series drivers and the main series drivers. Excuse me. Bradley Ream, who's still looking to make his first start of the year, and Alyssa Albon, currently in the final transfer spot. Alyssa Albon is one of the drivers who are 0 and 2 in making the race. Well, as soon as I say that, the 38, Rita Ora, went to the top of the timesheet, and as soon as I say that, Josh Rogers went to the top of the timesheet, 29.331. Ritva will be racing in the East Series. 66 has gone to the top of the timesheets. That's Kiki Honeyman. 29.326. So the times are starting to pick up here. Ritva, who is quickest, and as soon as I say that, the 25. Now Alyssa Albon's in. Boy, it's hard to keep up on who's in and who's out. This driver really surprises me. Of course, in real life, Jesse Love would be leading the championship, but Logan Burton has yet to make a race this season. Also, Lane Riggs in the 99. This will be his final start until I get a driver in that car. There's Felicia Tesser. Boris Camp, who... Let me look at the races. Boris Camp, who failed to qualify for Michigan last week, trying to make his second start of the year. Trinity Lee, also failed to qualify at Michigan after a poor result at Coca-Cola. Trinity will be also making her East Series debut later today. Maisie Creighton not having good speed. There's Dylan Van Dyke. No matter what, Dylan's going to be racing here later today at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Hope you will join us for that. Sebastian Palmer will also be racing here. Bradley Reams also going to make his East debut later today. Les Albon, 10th quickest, but needs to get in the field. Trying to remember the driver of the 56. That is Brad Wallace. Failed to qualify for the Michigan race, trying to make the race, or he'll be 0-2 in the he'll be 0-2 as far as making races are concerned. Esther Roberts, who made the Michigan race but didn't do well to get herself into the top 35. There's Brendan Inglewood trying to avoid going 0-2. Damian San Diego, 29.493. Not even picking it up. Samantha Wilson. Margaret Jacobs is 22nd on the timesheet. So, of course, she'll be racing later today. Derek Elwood making his second start. I'm going to check something real quickly. I'm trying to look here real quickly. Has Derek made a race? And looks like Derek Elwood has not made a start here in the ARCA Menards series. The only time we've seen Derek Elwood has been in the East Series, and of course he'll be racing in the East Series this week. Dylan Matthews, the driver of the 80 car this week, of course he'll be in the East Series race later today to get some track time for her. Of course, Dylan Matthews, a transgender driver, the other one being Skylar Taylor, which we still love transgender drivers. Oh boy, Maxie Chilton is 39th. Ugh. That's not good. Rickshaw Miller. Maxie Chilton's about to go 0-3 in making a start. Laura Bridges, ditto for her. Liliana Beta, ditto for her. Zach Lambert, Curtis Glover. Glover is about to be 0-3, and here's the big surprise. He was top 10 last season in the amateur series, and he's about to be 0-3 in making races in the main ARCA series. If there's one driver who I'm kind of surprised, it's that 68 team out of Kimmel Racing. Of course, he'll be in the East Series race. Team of Mauser, currently 8th quickest. He's trying to dispatch the 11. That's Zach Lambert, who is... Let me see where Lambert is in points. Or did I make a mistake? I think I made a mistake. Let me look here. Zach Lambert. No, Zach Lambert has not made a start. It was Kevin Lambert, I should say. Zach Lambert has not made a race this season. But Luna Farmer goes 8th quickest. Luna Farmer is making her will be in the East Series race later today. Esther Roberts. Josh Ryder is currently the fastest, 29.243. Look at that, 29.244 for Derek Elwood. And as of now, Derek Elwood could make it into his first ever points paying event, even though he'll be in the East Series race later today. But I'm talking about his first ever ARCA points paying event in the main series. Just under 5 minutes to go in the session. And the 11 is out. The 20 of Logan Burton. 29.365, 3/1000ths of a second faster than the 11. Annie Smith, 14th quickest in the University of Missouri Chevrolet. Alex Simpatali. Simpatali. I'm still having trouble saying your name, Alex. I do apologize about that. Kiki Honeyman is in. Josh Quake about to DNQ again. Felicia Tesser, about to go 0 for 3. Boris Camp about to DNQ his second race in 3 starts. Josh McDowell trying to make it into the show for the first time this season. He's failed to qualify for the first 2 races. Jocelyn Hawkins, will see her in the E-Series race. Luna Farmer about to fail to qualify again. Blake Peppers in the 7. And of course, with Hadley Martindale, who was in the top 35, is going to be out because she's not on the entry list this week. So she'll have to race her way in to next week's race at Martinsville. Jocelyn Hawkins there, right behind Dylan Van Dyke, Luna Farmer, Esther Roberts, Maisie Creighton, Sebastian Palmer there. There's Alyssa Albon. Luca Rosso, the slowest in that 44. That's not good for the Italian driver. 1 of 2 in the field. I believe Alex is the other. There's Bradley Ream. Josh Rogers still the quickest. Looking at the top 7 here. Out of the top 7 that are as of now in the transfer spots, 5 of them have not made a start in the ARCA series that I know of. Or actually, or let me rephrase that. Rogers, Roberts, and Honeyman have made a start, which was back at Coca-Cola. The other 4 drivers, Elwood, McDowell, Simpatelli, and Burton, have not made a start. So 4 would be making their debut. The 6, the 8, the 16, and the 20. The 97, if she stays where she is in the running order, would make the race for the 2nd week in a row. The 66 and 25 would make their 2nd start after failing to qualify for Michigan. Felicia Tesser still on track, or just coming back out onto the track, so looking good for young Derek Elwood, and he's going to get some experience because he'll be in the E-Series race later today at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So with those extra laps he's going to have in the E-Series race, that's really going to help him going into that main race tomorrow. As we get set for today's E-Series race coming up, and looks like those 7 are going to remain the same unless somebody picks it up. Three, two, one. Time is up. Hot laps are still going to count, though. Derek Elwood did not improve. Can Zach Lambert improve unless he hasn't? Also, Nathan Orman's going to make his East Series debut later today, so there you go. Anybody going to improve? No. I think that will just set the field right there. So the 7 drivers that will transfer into the Darlington race for the main event tomorrow: Josh Rogers, Derek Elwood, Josh McDowell, Esther Roberts for the 2nd week in a row. Well done, Esther. Kiki Honeyman, Alex Vitale, and Logan Burton will take home the final transfer spot, as that will be probably time. And yes, it is. That will end this qualifying session. Sadly, the drivers who will not make it, and look at that, 3/1000ths of a second between Logan Burton racing tomorrow and Zach Lambert going home. Joining Zach Lambert in the DNK list are Luna Farmer, Tima Mauser, Samantha Wilson, Curtis Glover, so he's 0 for 3. Alyssa Albon's also 0 for 3. Annie Smith, Jocelyn Hawken, Lane Riggs in his final attempt, which will have a new driver next week at Martinsville. Sebastian Palmer, Rita Aurora, Bradley Ream, Laura Bridges, Trinity Lee, in San Diego, Felicia Tester, Cleopatra Gamon, Margaret Jacobs, who's 0 for 3, but we'll see her in the E-Series race. Liliana Beta, Rickshaw Miller, Bryn Inglewood, Dylan Matthews in his first attempt, 56 of Brad Wallace, still trying to learn his name, Alexandria Sirens, Boris Camp, Josh Quake, Maisie Creighton, Dylan Van Dyke, Blake Peppers, Ariel Moore, Nathan Orman, Maxie Chilton, Tina Jones, and Luca Rosso. Those drivers will not be in the race tomorrow. So we're going to see you guys later today for the E-Series race. Hope you guys enjoyed this go or go home qualifying session. Again, sorry to the drivers who failed to qualify, but we will hope you'll try again next week. Or for some of you, hope you will get ready for the race later today at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So until then, thank you for joining me. I'm Dean DeVoe signing off. We'll see you later this afternoon for the race for the E-Series, as you've been watching another broadcast of PCS Race TV. As we celebrate 14 years as the best NL racing since 2017, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe.